Looking ahead to Dallas offseason. Stop me if you've heard this before. The Dallas Cowboys were bounced from the playoffs in one-and-done fashion. Their latest exit came at the hands of the Packers, who beat the Cowboys in Dallas, 34-31, on Sunday. The loss was deflating after a remarkable and surprising season led by two standout rookies who also happened to be MVP candidates. After going 13-3 in the regular season and locking up the number 1 seed, this looked like it would be the Cowboys' year. There was a different kind of energy and added motivation after failing so many times in the past. Obviously, it didn't come to fruition, and the Cowboys are now left looking ahead to 2017. Fortunately, they're in good shape going forward. The core of players is intact, from Dak Prescott to Ezekiel Elliott to the offensive line to Des Bryant, and the Cowboys have all the pieces to win it all next season. There are just a handful of moves they have to make to allow that to happen. 5. Trade Tony Romo. This probably falls more under should do than have to do when it comes to off-season moves, but doing so would be beneficial for the Cowboys. Keeping Romo on the roster in 2017 will cost Dallas more than $24 million in cap space. Cutting him or trading him would incur more than $19 million in dead money, but it would save the Cowboys $5 million against the cap. That may not seem like a large amount of money, but Casey Hayward and his NFL-leading 7 interceptions say otherwise. He signed a 3-year, $15.3 million, $5.1 million per year, free agent deal with the Chargers in the off-season. In addition to saving money, the Cowboys would also avoid any potential quarterback controversy in 2017, as unwarranted as it would be. Dak Prescott is undoubtedly the quarterback of the future in Dallas, but you know very well that plenty will still call for Romo to play if Prescott has a bad stretch of games. Avoid the potential distraction and allow Romo to have a fresh start. There's no need to drag that out any longer, and a trade can put it to bed. Or let Ronald Leary walk in free agency. Arguably the biggest free agent to be on Dallas' roster is guard Ronald Leary. If I told you that before the season began, you would call me crazy? However, when Jalen Collins went down with an injury early in the year, Leary stepped in and played extremely well, better than Collins, actually. That was great for the Cowboys but not necessarily for their future. As a result, some team is going to throw a whole bunch of money at Leary in free agency, preventing the Cowboys from resigning him. That's okay. Dallas should let Leary walk and get what he not only wants but what he absolutely deserves: a starting job and a hefty payday. Leary expressed that he would like to have the chance to play elsewhere before the season. He reportedly requested a trade from the Cowboys, which they smartly chose not to grant him. Now is their chance to make it right and let him get his money and starting job. Collins is more than capable of being the starting left guard, and with the contract Leary is expected to get, the Cowboys are likely to receive a compensatory pick in 2018, probably a 3rd or a 4th rounder. There's no sense in chasing him when they have Collins under contract for a very team-friendly amount. Diamond Images, Getty Images. 3. Revamp the secondary. The Cowboys had the number 1 secondary in the NFL this season, per Pro Football Focus. Whether that honor was deserved is up for debate, considering how they were shredded by good quarterbacks, but that's not the issue. The problem is that 4 key contributors are set to be free agents: Morris Claiborne, Brandon Carr, Barry Church and J.J. Wilcox. All played meaningful snaps this season, and you could make the case that all of them had the best seasons of their respective careers. However, it's time for the Cowboys to revamp their secondary. That's not to suggest they should let all 4 guys walk in free agency, but entering 2017 with the same unit would be unwise. Claiborne is unreliable due to a rash of injuries, and Carr isn't a ball hawk, 1 interception in the past 3 years. Church has limitations in coverage, and Wilcox is mostly a tone setter with limited range. The Cowboys have to draft a cornerback and a safety to pair with Anthony Brown and Orlando Scandrick. Don't draft one or the other, draft a player at both spots and improve the secondary. Matthew Emmons, USA Today Sports. Matthew Emmons. 2 Draft, sign a number 2 receiver. The Cowboys have a good core of receivers with Des Bryant, Cole Beasley, and Terrence Williams. They rarely dropped passes, and they provided Dak Prescott with reliable targets. However, Williams and Bryce Butler are both set to be free agents, and there's no guarantee the Cowboys are going to re-sign either. Williams, after a great season, will look to cash in, and Butler isn't exactly a number 2 receiver. In lieu of these formalities, the Cowboys